Hello everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. Today we have another dating-related stories, where the wife is suspicious about her husband because his work hire a new young girl.
Went a little crazy on my husband about a new young girl at work. My 28 husband's 27 boss 33 took this girl 18 on from a different part of the company and now spends most of his time with her at work. He also just hired another young girl 18 or 19 off of Indeed for a different position. It's not super normal to have young girls working there because it's a car shop, but they can do what is being asked, and the position is not high labor, so it works out, except I just get weird vibes about this boss being a creep. Anyways, this is about my husband. So I start hearing more than normal about this new, young girl. More so than he has ever talked about anyone else at work. This alone didn't bother me at first. But then came some other information my gut just didn't feel right. One day he woke up and told me that she was buying him coffee a lot, multiple times a week. I think he told me because it was bothering him, and he also told me he said to her, "What, do you have a crush on me?" or something, and told her to save her money, which I respect him for and for telling me. However, it's strange to me how he told me that she got a white girl tattoo like you and said that she showed him a picture of it while at work. It's on her ribcage. I honestly started to feel unsure. I honestly have not felt jealous in a long time. We have been together for 7 years and have never had any doubts, and our relationship is strong. What we have built is sacred, and we both know that. However, I was hung up on this girl and ended up telling him that I was uncomfortable about the entire thing and that it was upsetting that there was all this appeal for a new, young girl in the shop and that he was bringing her up a lot more than normal. He let me know he understood why it would seem that way, and that didn't view her that way. He said it was a new face, and that's why. But I said that it normally is not like that with a new old lady or man. He seemed to understand why I was bothered. He said that he would never give her life up for someone else, especially a young girl. I struggle a lot with being stuck on things, maybe because of my OCD. So once I got it off my chest, and he reassured me that there is absolutely nothing there, I kind of couldn't let it go fully. I don't feel good about how I most recently brought it up and feel like the very old toxic side of me came out, and I just feel gross about myself. I was upset that she showed him her tattoo, and that they're close enough for that to be a thing. This is a shop full of old men. He is the youngest guy there, and is the boss. Young girls just have never been something they've had until now that his new boss hired her. He has never cheated on me. I don't know how to let this go and stop thinking like a toxic crazy person because I genuinely feel bad and gross. I think I just have an idea in my head of her, but I don't even know her and don't know her intentions. I don't like the idea of how close it seems they may have gotten before I learn more about it. The coffee buying, the showing of the tattoo, the fact that he talked about her a lot, it just bothers me, and I am not usually jealous, so I wish I knew how to stop. I am afraid my husband will be attracted to me because I am a gross, jealous wife, and who wants that? Yuck. Does anyone have any advice on how I can let it go fully and be a better wife? TLDR, the new young girl hired at my husband's work makes me feel jealous, and I want to know how to let it go even though it doesn't feel right.
I personally think that jealous is just human intuition, but until proven otherwise. The best advice is probably build your trust to your husband again. This next story comes from our /relationship advice.
My wife sold the dresser my sister-in-law built and gifted us. How do I help smooth and fix the potential backlash? So my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, makes furniture as a hobby and is really good at it. About a year ago, my brother randomly asked if my wife and I needed anything. He was beating around the bush, and I blurted the first thing that came to mind and said a new entryway dresser would be nice. I didn't think anything would come out of it, but a couple of months ago for our 5th anniversary, they surprised us with our own custom-built dresser. I'm not a crafty person at all, but I could tell that a lot of effort and time was put into this piece. She combined 2 types of wood. Joints and edges were flushed and smooth. There was a lot of thought put into the design, little additional details and whatnot. Nice oil finish and soft closing drawers. All of this to say that the piece was extremely well made with good craftsmanship, and my wife and I absolutely loved it. We often joked on how it's probably the most expensive furniture we have and will ever own, since we mostly have second-hand furniture and we can only afford to buy on the low end. Anyways, last weekend I was away for work and my wife sold the dresser online without my knowledge. When I got home, I didn't notice at first, but then saw she bought a bunch of new clothes. I asked her where she got the extra money from, and she casually says she sold the dresser. I thought she was kidding. I went and checked, and the old dresser we put in the basement is back at its original place. I ask her to elaborate, and she says that as a joke and out of curiosity she put it online for $500, but someone offered $1,800 in cash and they would come pick it up immediately. She accepted. When everything sank in, I told her she shouldn't have done that she's an asshole since it's also my dresser and she didn't even get my permission. She brushed me off and said I was overreacting. She even said we can just buy another dresser with the leftover money, but that would not happen since we already have our old one back. She even had the gall to say we could just ask sister-in-law to make another dresser since she's only practicing her skills anyways. I swear my wife isn't usually like this and that she's being blinded by the stupid money. It's been tense for the past few days and we've barely talked. At first I tried to find a way to get the dresser back and maybe somehow negotiate, but when I asked my wife for the person's details, she said it's already been deleted and that the online profile has also been removed. She's been insulting the dresser when she never did before, saying things like it's not even well made, that it's ugly, heavy, and that it's useless anyways. Whenever I try to talk some sense into her, that not everything is about the money and that I don't want our relationship with my brother and sister-in-law to turn sour because of her actions, she simply says we can hide it and they wouldn't even know. I don't know what's up with my wife and I don't stand by what she did. I think it's unlikely for us to get the dresser back. We don't even have extra money to pay for it since she already spent almost half of it. I've been putting off telling my brother what happened. I don't know how to approach the situation, but I can't cover for my wife in good conscience. I don't want my sister-in-law to be hurt, but my wife won't budge in any direction. Do I confess to my brother first, then let him tell her? Or do I tell her on my own? TLDR, sister-in-law gave my wife and I a quality custom-built entryway dresser for our anniversary this year. Wife sold the dresser online without my knowledge and no other good reason than monetary gain. I don't want to sour our ties with my brother and sister-in-law, although I understand some sort of damage is inevitable. How do I come clean about the situation? Confess without hurting anyone and doing the least damage possible.
Well, nothing much, I think. Coming clean and telling the truth is the best option you got. Maybe talking it out over dinner might soften the blow.
My boyfriend threw a bag of maggots at me. How to get over this? So basically, my brother and I found maggots eating a pouch of tuna in my brother and I's pantry. I killed them, and my brother cleaned it for us. Once he was done cleaning, I had decided to bring my BF to spend time with him, because I love him. My brother asked my BF to hold a bag to put the bag of dead maggots for security. I have a deep phobia of anything bug-related to the point where I will have a panic attack and cry, like breakdown cry, because I cannot handle it. My BF threw the bag at me and laughed. I was crying and hyperventilating while my brother comforted me, trying to stop the panic attack from taking full effect on me, if that makes any sense. I feel hurt. Maybe it was funny, but definitely not to me. I despise bugs with all my life. Ick, how to feel of this. There are many things I'm willing to forgive, but I don't know about this one. I just really needed to vent this one out. I usually never cry out in the open in front of my brother, so I'm also embarrassed. In the end, he did sincerely apologize. Ick though. Anyways, thanks for reading if you did.
1. That was disgusting. 2. I don't think that is funny at all. I don't know what to do if I were you, though. I just think that it's weird to do in the first place. This next story comes from our /relationships.
Should I be upset my girlfriend kissed another girl? TL. Dr. Bisexual girlfriend kissed another girl at a party. At a party this last weekend, my girlfriend, who is bisexual to the extent of having committed romantic relationships with both men and women over the years, was socializing with some friends. From afar, I saw her saying goodbye to a female friend that she had introduced me to earlier that night. During their farewell embrace, this girl and my girlfriend hugged, then proceeded to kiss each other once, twice, and a third time on the lips, and her friend left. It made me uncomfortable and I let her know right away, and she claims it was innocent as I assert that my boundaries were crossed because she is attracted to women as well and I thought it was inappropriate. We've been together 1.5 years.
That really depends on you. If you state that it crossed your boundaries, then you should make it clear what your boundaries are to her. But if you can let it go, girls do have more lenient for those kinds of stuff. Big thanks to everyone who watched to the end. I really appreciate the support. And please hit the subscribe button.